Hello and welcome to my presentation on In Flanders Fields. This is a very popular song. You may have known it already, but it is about the remembrance of veterans in World War I. I think we should first talk about John McCrea. He is the author of this poem. He served as a Canadian soldier, a doctor, and as a poet during his time in World War I. He drafted a version of this poem with the company of his soldiers, and he found support through his peer soldiers to publish this poem to the public. This created in his legacy a lasting remembrance, requiem, and reminder of veterans by doing so. So this is the poem itself. You can read it on the left. It acts purely as a tool of remembering the veterans that either served or had died in the wars. And it contains a couple of unique properties, such as the use of poppies in the poem and guest tone. The poem is a literature representing a requiem for the dead, as well as veterans that served. We already know that. The short sentence structure and camaraderie in the piece is commanding and supports the generations of legacy that the war leaves to the future. So we can see that in words like "we are the dead." It's very short. It's a statement, but they also tell you stuff like "take up your guard, take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high." The point of the poem was to more than remembrance. It's that you need to act on what was given to you. A lot of veterans really enjoyed this piece because it really meant that their efforts weren't in vain, that people really did appreciate and would go forth with what they got out of the war, which was their freedoms and their liberties of being in the countries that they're in. The remembrance portion can be seen through the poppies because I think we'll talk about that later, but it goes through their bodies and grows near their bodies in Flanders Fields, because it is known that poppies grow near the bodies of the deceased in after the battles that have taken place. It also says, "We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields." When they say "we shall not sleep," it really drives home the fact that veterans really did want to leave a lasting impact. They didn't want the war to just be gone and over. It was their life. They had to dedicate so much time to creating this freedom for people. So next we got usual recitations of this poem are slow and really firm tone, like a low volume. You never rush through this poem. This poem is never fast, and it's very quiet and firm with the commands of the text. And through recitation, there's almost a moment of silence in parts of the poem that act as the consolation for those that need to mourn for their lost ones, family members and such. And so due to the legacy, this piece has become a globally acclaimed piece of literature as it associates with many of the veterans worldwide. That being said, this is why I said you might have heard it when you were either younger or when you've talked with family members of those who are associated with combat in the wars, because this is where it comes from. It's from the military. The poppies in particular are incredibly important. They were seen amongst the battlefield near bodies, and it was adopted by the Royal British Legion for the sake of memorializing the lives and their sacrifices that they took. And even to this day, when you go around Veterans Day or other holidays that associate remembrance, you will see millions, so many poppies being made through production to remember these events. So that's In Flanders Field, and I hope that was a good presentation.